You look like a teenager.
Well, I'm not a teenager at all, but I will have to say, you know how people say, I'm so happy to see you. I really am. I was thinking about you. I was so excited to see you that I wore your jacket running on the beach.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
They were once hailed as the definitive Hollywood power couple, the iconic talk show mogul Oprah Winfrey and her longtime companion, the quietly influential Stedman Graham. For over 3 decades, many believed their bond was unbreakable, a steady partnership that shunned the spotlight while Oprah's star rose to astronomical heights. Yet in a world driven by constant speculation, the rumor mill has been working overtime. Whispers of strife have surfaced, sending fans into a frenzy and prompting the question, has the seemingly perfect union between Oprah and Stedman begun to fracture under public scrutiny? If current gossip is to be believed, it all centers around a new book by Stedman that offers an unfiltered look at leadership and identity. The resulting revelations, rumored to be more personal than Oprah ever signed up for, have sparked a blaze of controversy. Some say Oprah is livid, feeling blindsided by Stedman's openness about their private life. Others claim that this drama could mark a turning point in the pair's storied relationship, with fans left wondering whether they can survive the storm. In the chapters ahead, we'll explore the story from every angle, the earliest days of their whirlwind bond, the seeds of tension that may have been planted long ago, the explosive nature of Oprah's alleged reaction, and the broader ramifications for an empire that appeared untouchable. This is more than celebrity gossip. It's a peek into the human side of unimaginable fame, how two individuals wrestle with identity, expectations, and the weight of public curiosity. Strap in, because this saga might just redefine what we think we know about one of Hollywood's most captivating couples. Oprah Winfrey was already a name on everyone's lips when she met Stedman Graham in the mid-1880s. She had built her career from humble beginnings, transformed daytime television with her empathetic style, and soared to become one of the most influential figures in media. Meanwhile, Stedman was quietly establishing his place in the world of business consulting and motivational speaking, far from the glare of television cameras. The contrast in their personas, Oprah the unstoppable force and Stedman the patient supporter, seemed to complement each other perfectly. Those early years were marked by a mutual appreciation for one another's ambitions. Oprah often spoke about how Stedman saw her for who she was at her core, not just the larger-than-life public figure. In turn, Stedman found in Oprah a powerful partner who appreciated intellect and quiet resilience. Their relationship might have remained a personal affair had Oprah not been so beloved by audiences worldwide. Soon people started asking, who is this man beside Oprah Winfrey? And the fascination grew. By the 1990s, Oprah was a global brand, known not just for her talk show, but for her philanthropy, her production ventures, and her uncanny ability to connect with people. Stedman, on the other hand, preferred to remain in the shadows, content to let Oprah's light shine. Despite paparazzi and endless speculation, the couple kept their personal life relatively low profile. The allure of their bond was precisely in its mystery. No matter how famous Oprah became, she had a partner who seemed immune to the trappings of celebrity. Yet the dynamic wasn't without challenges. Traditional media might have been more respectful back then, but tabloids did their best to stoke curiosity, questioning why they never married or whether they had a secret arrangement. For the most part, Oprah and Stedman appeared to rise above it, consistently denying any friction. They'd occasionally joke about the media's obsession with their love life, shrugging off rumors as the inevitable byproduct of fame. Underneath the playful banter, though, one can't help but wonder if seeds of conflict were slowly taking root. Even in the strongest relationships, living under a microscope can create stress. Oprah's schedule was unrelenting, and while Stedman continued his own work, his identity was often overshadowed by her monumental success. The question remained, could anyone truly stand in Oprah's orbit without sacrificing part of themselves? For many years, the answer seemed to be yes. They navigated the public eye, Oprah launched new ventures, and Stedman quietly built a reputation as a thoughtful leader in his own right. And yet, the more comfortable people became with their stable, if unconventional relationship, the less they questioned whether friction might be brewing beneath the surface. Now, decades later, a single publication by Stedman may have changed everything. Fast forward to the present, and the name Stedman Graham has stormed back into the spotlight, this time with more force than ever. Though he has authored multiple books before, his latest work on identity and leadership has ignited a wave of speculation about what truly goes on behind the scenes of his partnership with Oprah. The claim is that Stedman discusses not only broad life philosophies, but also personal anecdotes that reveal attention or sacrifice that had been all but invisible to the outside world.
Really makes people equal. Everybody has 24 hours. So the question is, what are you doing with it?
Titled Identity Leadership, this new release is said to encourage readers to look inward, emphasizing the power of understanding one's own identity before leading others. At first glance, it sounds like a typical self-help book, focusing on personal growth, yet rumor has it that Stedman sprinkles in remarks about his own experiences living alongside a global icon. He alludes to the idea that he has made countless compromises and that while he supports Oprah wholeheartedly, the journey wasn't always smooth. It's the specificity of these insights that has apparently rattled Oprah the most. Some statements reportedly hint at Stedman harboring mild resentments, frustrations that come from always being overshadowed, from never being recognized independently of the woman with whom he shares his life. According to supposed insiders, Oprah had no idea Stedman would be this forthright, especially on the record. Gossip columns quickly latched onto phrases from the book, interpreting them as subtle jabs at Oprah's sense of control. For instance, in one excerpt making the rounds, Stedman discusses how crucial it is for each individual in a relationship to self-actualize. While this might sound innocuous, some interpret it as a veiled commentary on him feeling stifled by Oprah's towering influence. Others see it as a healthy perspective, an urge for every partner to develop their own identity instead of living in another person's shadow. The ambiguity has only fueled the frenzy. Did Stedman purposely plant these hints, or are people reading too deeply between the lines? Critics of the rumor mill argue that Stedman is simply continuing his lifelong mission of motivating individuals to understand themselves better. They insist that the media is blowing everything out of proportion, focusing on a few select sentences and ignoring the broader motivational context. Yet in a world starved for scandal, the possibility that his words are a covert admission of discontent with Oprah is too tantalizing to pass up. Regardless of interpretation, the fallout has been swift. Suddenly, Stedman is the center of a media storm he never quite faced before, not even in the heyday of Oprah's talk show. The tabloids depict him as a man finally speaking his truth, while some fans brand him disloyal for taking such a public route. Meanwhile, Oprah, who has painstakingly managed her own narrative for decades, is reportedly reeling from what she views as a betrayal, a husband-like figure who she believed was aligned with her long-standing desire for privacy. Those who know Oprah Winfrey often describe her as calm under pressure, a trait built over years of navigating both personal adversity and professional scrutiny. She has faced intense public controversies, from legal battles to false rumors, and almost always handles them with composure. Yet insiders claim that when news of Stedman's book excerpts broke, Oprah's typical poise vanished. According to unnamed sources, Oprah first learned of the revelations in the midst of a packed schedule, her phone lighting up with concerned messages and calls from confidants. At first, she allegedly brushed it off, believing these were sensationalized headlines without substance. But when close friends began forwarding direct quotes, something snapped. By some accounts, Oprah stormed through her estate, voice raised like never before, unable to contain her shock and frustration. Staff members at her home, often treated to a gentle, nurturing presence, supposedly witnessed a more vulnerable side of Oprah, the side that feels deeply hurt by personal betrayals. Pillows were tossed aside in agitation, doors were shut with an uncharacteristic force, and at least one housekeeper confided to a friend that she'd never seen Oprah so rattled. The woman who once stared down controversies on national television was undone by statements from the person she trusted most. From Oprah's perspective, so the rumors go, the real damage isn't that Stedman wrote about identity. She supports self-help and personal development wholeheartedly. It's part of her brand. Rather, it's that she felt blindsided, learning about her partner's unspoken frustrations the same way the public did. To Oprah, this apparently felt like a calculated move on Stedman's part, a plan to reveal private feelings for the sake of book sales. This perspective might seem extreme, but consider the deep importance Oprah places on control over her narrative. She built her empire by laying her soul bare on camera, but always on her own terms. She has shared personal stories about childhood trauma, body image, and heartbreak, but only when she was prepared to handle the resulting attention. To have details about her intimate life surface without warning conflicts with everything she's cultivated. The rumor mill also suggests that Oprah's team sprang into action, trying to gauge how big the backlash could become. Her close advisors reportedly scrambled to reassure brand partners, many of whom rely on Oprah's Oprah's wholesome image to boost their own products and campaigns. After all, if the Queen of Talk is portrayed as a controlling partner or someone who fosters resentment, it could dent the trustworthiness that she has spent decades building. Still, the intensity of Oprah's reaction has only fueled further speculation. Is there something more to Stedman's words than meets the eye? Could this be the first public crack in a foundation that was never as solid as it appeared? Whatever the truth may be, Oprah's fiery response has ensured one thing: the world is now paying closer attention than ever before, eagerly awaiting her next move. For years, the Oprah-Stedman dynamic seemed straightforward. Oprah was the public figure, while Stedman worked his influence from the sidelines, content with quieter achievements. Yet for all the talk of their harmony, sources are now pointing to signs that tensions might have been brewing beneath the surface for quite some time. Fame, by its very nature, can cast a harsh spotlight on personal relationships, amplifying every slight conflict until it becomes almost unmanageable. Some say that the first inklings of discontent came when Oprah's brand began to expand globally, as she juggled the talk show, a magazine, numerous philanthropic ventures, and eventually her own network. The demands on her time were monumental. Stedman, meanwhile, watched from the periphery. Yes, he had his own career, but it was consistently overshadowed by Oprah's. Even if he was comfortable with her success, living in the shadow of an international superstar is no small feat. Family dynamics added an extra layer of complexity. While Oprah forged a close relationship with mentor figures and a wide circle of celebrity friends, the lines between her personal and professional life blurred. Stedman often accompanied her to events, wearing a supportive smile, but one can imagine how the perpetual circus of cameras and questions might erode even the strongest sense of self. Over time, it could foster quiet resentments or a feeling of being sidelined. The couple's choice not to marry also became a public talking point, fueling endless speculation. While Oprah has said that marriage simply wasn't something she needed, critics wondered if Stedman felt differently but never voiced it. Whether or not that's true, the repeated questioning from outsiders can create psychological pressure. Even the most secure couples might buckle under constant insinuations that something is missing or that a legal union would be the only way to legitimize their relationship. Online chatter has also played a growing role. With the rise of social media, rumors spread faster and further than ever before. Oprah's Twitter and Instagram pages are often flooded with supportive fans, but that outpouring of love can sometimes overshadow or invalidate Stedman's own achievements, especially if the only time he's mentioned is in connection to Oprah. Over years, that dynamic might compound, making it harder for Stedman to step out of her considerable shadow. Now, many are looking back with fresh eyes, reevaluating interviews and public appearances in search of clues. Did Stedman sometimes appear more distant than usual? Did Oprah gloss over his ambitions in favor of promoting her own newest project? While these observations are speculative, the collective curiosity suggests a desire to identify the exact moment when tension replaced tranquility. Yet there's a broader theme here. Even the most high-profile couples wrestle with the same fundamental issues as everyone else: communication, respect, and the need for personal fulfillment. The difference is that celebrities like Oprah and Stedman do so under the ceaseless watch of cameras and the public conscience. If, after 30-plus years, Stedman is finally voicing long-held frustrations, it might point to the immense pressure that both have shouldered behind closed doors. Few celebrities have built as robust and multifaceted a brand as Oprah Winfrey. From her legendary talk show to her book club, philanthropic foundations, and media network, Oprah's name has become synonymous with trust and inspiration. When she endorses a product, it sells out. When she interviews a public figure, it becomes a cultural event. Her empire stretches across television, print, online platforms, and beyond. But with the controversy swirling around Stedman's revelations, some are asking, could this be the first real risk to Oprah's carefully polished brand? For decades, Oprah's brand identity has thrived on authenticity. She's the media mogul who's unafraid to speak from the heart, who connects with people over deeply personal issues, and who built a platform encouraging self-empowerment and introspection. If there is friction in her personal life that contradicts this message, particularly friction she tried to keep hidden, critics argue it could undermine her public persona. After all, if Oprah can't maintain transparency and harmony in her relationship, can she credibly advise others on living their best lives? This line of thinking might be harsh, but it reflects the cynicism that can emerge when public figures stumble. Fans who once regarded Oprah as an untouchable mentor may start to question whether her on-screen warmth masks a more controlling nature. Business partners might worry that any negative headlines diminish Oprah's commercial shine. While she remains a highly respected figure, brand loyalty in the digital age can be fickle. Moreover, the timing is far from ideal. Oprah's media ventures have shifted focus multiple times in recent years, from her cable network to streaming partnerships. Each new endeavor requires sustained public goodwill. When personal dramas leak out, they distract from and potentially overshadow her professional achievements. In a marketplace driven by perception, the last thing a mogul wants is for her name to be associated with messy relationship drama instead of transformative storytelling. Some brand analysts believe Oprah's empire is stable enough to weather the storm. They point out that controversies come and go, and Oprah has weathered more formidable challenges, such as public legal battles and unflattering rumors, without losing her devoted audience. She's built up a reservoir of goodwill that many celebrities never achieve, and her philanthropic work has earned her a loyal following that extends across generations. Still, the relentless pace of modern media coverage leaves little room for complacency. Online discussions can turn ugly in a heartbeat, with critics dissecting every word Stedman wrote, every rumored snippet of Oprah's reaction, and every interview snippet from their past. Twitter threads, Instagram reels, and YouTube discussions can magnify the drama, forcing Oprah into a narrative she may not be fully prepared to address. While some fans jump to her defense, others see an opportunity to question the integrity of a person who often champions vulnerability and honesty. They ask, is the Oprah brand truly about lifting others up, or is it about controlling the public image of one of the most powerful women in entertainment? The real answer might lie somewhere in between, reflecting the complexity of any individual trying to juggle personal desires with professional obligations. If the allegations surrounding Stedman's hidden frustrations are true, then Oprah may be grappling with a partner who feels his contributions have been minimized for years. On the other hand, Oprah might be feeling betrayed, believing Stedman exposed personal details in a way that undermines their shared bond. The collision of these viewpoints has triggered a question that seemed unthinkable just months ago. Could Oprah and Stedman be on the brink of a split? Some insiders claim Oprah's sense of betrayal runs so deep that she's considering a period of separation. In their view, the trust between them has been severely damaged. Others argue that the couple has weathered countless storms. This one is simply more visible. After all, 30+ years of partnership isn't easily dismantled by a single book, no matter how explosive the revelations might be. Oprah has always been about growth and healing, two pillars that might guide any reconciliation efforts. What muddies the waters further is the unique status of their relationship. They never married, which eliminates the legal complexities of divorce, but also removes the societal pressure to make it work in the eyes of official matrimony. In public discussions, fans go back and forth about whether this official step might have prevented such a fallout. Would a formal union have altered Stedman's sense of identity in the relationship, or would it have compounded the pressure? On social media, meanwhile, theories abound. Some fans think the couple might be staging a rift for publicity, although that seems out of character for Oprah, who has never been one to court tabloid drama. Others speculate that Stedman is using this moment to pivot his career, hoping to draw attention to his leadership programs. Another subset contends that Oprah's reaction, as described by rumors, could be exaggerated or even fabricated, pointing to the tabloid's historical tendency to sensationalize her personal life. Yet there's no denying that people from all over the world are watching, scouring the internet for any sign of a statement from either Oprah or Stedman. Her audience has always had a personal investment in her story. Millions feel they know Oprah intimately, having spent years listening to her deepest confessions on air. For many, the possibility that her longtime relationship might dissolve is almost akin to watching a beloved family member go through heartbreak. In the midst of this tension, some wonder if third parties could step in. Oprah's close friend Gayle King, a media personality in her own right, is rumored to have provided emotional support behind closed doors. Their friendship spans decades, and if there's anyone Oprah might confide in fully, it could be Gayle. Would Gayle counsel Oprah to patch things up, or encourage her to move on for the sake of her peace of mind? Though the outcome remains unclear, one thing is certain: the world has a front row seat to what could be a pivotal chapter in Oprah's personal life. Whether they separate or find a renewed sense of unity, the events unfolding now may reshape how fans perceive the couple, and how the couple perceives themselves. Ironically, the very subject at the heart of Stedman's new book, Identity, now frames the discussion about his relationship with Oprah. In many ways, their struggle is a universal one. How do you maintain your own sense of self when you're deeply entangled with another person? Add the intense glare of celebrity to that question, and you have a recipe for ongoing tension. Stedman has long championed the idea that self-leadership is crucial before you can effectively lead or influence others. Perhaps it's no surprise that he's making a stand for his own individuality now. For years, people saw Stedman solely as Oprah's partner, rarely acknowledging his separate accomplishments. With identity leadership, he is stepping forward, advocating a model of personal development that might be shaped by his experiences with one of the most powerful women on the planet. For him, living with a superstar may have offered a front row seat to the power of self-belief, but it might also have underscored the necessity of carving out personal space and ambition. Oprah's story, meanwhile, has always been about overcoming adversity and forging a unique path. She built an empire by sharing her vulnerabilities and learning how to direct her own narrative. Yet even as she advocates for personal empowerment, the irony is that her partner's self-assertion seems to have caught her off guard. Does this indicate that in their relationship, the balance was never fully egalitarian, or is it simply that she expected open communication before details landed in a published book? There's a lesson here about how public and private lives intersect. The brand that Oprah has created relies on themes of introspection and authenticity. Stedman's approach is also about finding one's identity. Put those two philosophies together, and you might expect an environment of mutual understanding. Yet in practice, it appears they each have their own definitions of what healthy identity looks like within a partnership. Observers note that this situation forces us to reflect on relationships in our own lives, celebrity or not. Maintaining an equal partnership while one person's achievements overshadow the others is challenging. Feeling overshadowed can lead to silent resentments, while perceived betrayal can ignite a fury from the partner used to being in control. The drama underscores how vital honest communication is, especially when personal narratives and professional endeavors collide. As speculation swirls, some are calling the conflict a catalyst for growth. If Oprah and Stedman manage to navigate this upheaval, they could emerge stronger, offering a real-world example of how couples can renegotiate terms and reaffirm mutual respect. If they fail, it might stand as a cautionary tale about the difficulties of balancing fame, personal ambition, and emotional intimacy. In the court of public opinion, Oprah Winfrey has long been seen as an emblem of unshakable poise and empathy, while Stedman Graham has served as the quietly supportive figure in the background. Now, with the revelations igniting talk show chatter, social media debates, and endless tabloid headlines, the dynamics of their relationship are laid bare in a way we've never seen before. Is this truly the beginning of the end, or simply a chapter in a decades-long love story that has yet to reach its final act? No one but Oprah and Stedman knows the complete truth behind the rumors of resentment, betrayal, and heartbreak. Perhaps the controversy around identity leadership has been magnified by the tabloids, or maybe Stedman did intend to break free from a shadow he's lived under for too long. If Oprah feels blindsided, she may be coping not just with the shock of a partner's candor, but also with what it means for the brand she's carefully cultivated. Regardless of the specifics, the ripple effects are already being felt. For fans, the relationship drama humanizes Oprah in a new way. We see her not just as an all-powerful media mogul, but as someone capable of deep hurt and anger, someone who values loyalty and open dialogue. For critics, it's an opportunity to question the authenticity of a public figure who has built her empire on personal truth. Even if Oprah decides to remain silent, the speculation won't likely vanish anytime soon. In the realm of celebrity, personal challenges often become public currency, fueling endless fascination until the next big story emerges. This storm, however, feels different because of the history and aura surrounding Oprah and Stedman. The stakes are higher, the potential for heartbreak is more tangible, and there's the possibility that if they do part ways, an entire era might come to an end. Yet with endings come beginnings. Oprah has reinvented herself multiple times, moving from local news anchor to national talk show sensation to global media influencer. Stedman has also shown adaptability, forging his path in business and motivational leadership. If they part on strained terms, each has the capacity to rebuild independently. If they reconcile, it may serve as a public testament to the strength of connection, no matter how intense the conflicts might be. For now, the world waits, wondering if Oprah will speak out on her network or through a carefully orchestrated social media post, or if Stedman will offer clarifications that put the swirling rumors to rest. Each passing day without clear communication from either party adds fuel to a fire that's growing steadily. Fans refresh their feeds, tabloids spin new angles, and the questions multiply. Will we see a triumphant reemergence of their union, or a quiet, dignified separation? One thing is certain, this episode in Oprah Winfrey's life reminds us that even those who seem invincible grapple with emotional turmoil. In many ways, it underscores her endearing message. No one is immune to the complexities of the human experience. Whether you stand at a podium addressing millions or write speeches to inspire from the sidelines. So as we close the book on this tumultuous chapter, at least for now, one lingering question remains. Can Oprah Winfrey and Stedman Graham find a path forward that honors both of their identities? Or will this be the final turning point that reshapes their legendary partnership? Only time will tell, but the echoes of this drama will likely reverberate for years to come. What are your thoughts on this swirling controversy? Do you think Oprah and Stedman can overcome these challenges, or are we witnessing the twilight of one of Hollywood's most enduring unions? Drop your insights in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video if you found it illuminating. Subscribe to stay updated on the latest rumors, revelations, and real-life intrigues that keep us all riveted. Most importantly, hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we have new stories to share. The saga continues, and you won't want to miss what happens next.